Hey guys, what's going on? This is Eric Broadus back again with another video, and today I want to talk about a topic. This is for the military guys and for the veterans. And if you're a civilian, you can listen in on this one too. But I want to talk about a subject today called post-traumatic stress disorder. Again, the name of this video was called Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. And what triggered me to bring up this topic is I happen to deal with this from personal experience, from having been in combat zone in Iraq. And so I thought it was something that I needed to bring up because a lot of times maybe some military members or even some veterans that they may have experience certain trauma in certain combat zones, and once you leave that environment, sometimes it can be challenging to adapt to an ordinary peacetime environment based on what we've been exposed to and what we saw. And what I want to do is hopefully help point veterans and military members in the right direction that may be struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder. And I want you to know that you don't have to be ashamed. But in my own personal experiences, I had spent about a year in Iraq, and just in that combat zone based on what I had experienced, and I didn't even know how it would affect me, but I didn't realize it until I went back to a really peaceful environment. I left a combat zone and wound up going back to Japan where I was stationed, which is a total polar opposite. And what happened is that I had an experience where I was in the train station, or no, actually at the train station, but that was still in the airport. And I found myself lost in Tokyo trying to remember how to get back home. I couldn't remember how to get back home, and I just remember and I don't want to be too graphic, just having a brief experience where stuff was just spinning and I was just in a temporary state of confusion trying to figure out how to get back home. And thankfully there was a USO office that was actually in the airport, and so they were able to get me certain maps of the train stations that I needed to take to get back to my house. But anyway, I'm quite sure that some of you may have experienced equal to or some even worse. Post-traumatic stress disorder, it affects individuals differently. All of us are different and have a different psychological makeup. And so that's just one of my experiences that I had. But I don't want to be graphic. I'm not going to bring that up on this podcast. But I remember experiencing feelings of shame or guilt and even depression because I could not seem to come out of a low. So that's when I knew I needed to get some help. And so I want to say to my fellow veterans and my military members that you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to deal with the feelings of shame, of guilt, and even depression. It's important that for those of us that have been in those war zones like that to know that there are groups and there are professionals that can give us help. And the Veterans Affairs does have not only just psychologists, but there are other vets that can relate to what you are going through. So the only way sometimes to deal with it is we have to come out of hiding and not be afraid or ashamed to talk about it. Trust me, you are not by yourself and you're not alone. And I just felt the need to address this situation, because I understand what you vets and my fellow military members are going through. And I want you to know that you are not alone. Now, I did do some research, and so I happen to have two. Let me see. I have two telephone numbers, and actually a place in the VA where you can contact to get consultation, or if you need therapy or anything like that. The website is on the Veteran Affairs, but it's PTSDconsultVa.gov, and that's PTSDconsultVa.gov. And the telephone number that they can be reached at is 1-866-948-7880. And if you need further help, you can also get help through the Veteran Crisis Line. That's 1-800-273-8255. And I will make sure that I will leave this information, the links and the phone numbers, in the description. But I think that it's important. And sometimes, when you suffer from PTSD, many times maybe family members or even friends or associates, if they've never experienced it, they don't really know what you're going through and what you're dealing with. And so we need to go where there are others who can relate to what we're dealing with, and who are where we're at, and can help us get what we need. No man is an island. Just like when we were in the battle zone, we weren't by ourselves. We had our fellow comrade at arms that we had to rely on, and it's the same thing out here. You have others that you can lean on and rely on, and that have been through the highs and the lows, and they have overcome. And granted, it's a process, and some of us have found a way to better deal and cope than others, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter. Help is available. And I just want you to know that you are not by yourself, and that, hey, I stand with you, because I've been there, and thank God I received counseling, went to, been debriefed, mental health, even went to some certain groups at the Veteran Center. So, just want you guys to know that there is help, and you'll feel a lot more relieved when you realize that you're not alone. But please don't sit there hiding it or suffering in silence anymore. Please, for post-traumatic stress disorder, please go and get some help, because it is available. I won't make this video too long, but I will leave these contacts with the VA in the description. And for those of you guys, if you're active duty, you can also utilize these resources, or see if you can find a mental health practitioner that specializes this, maybe on the base. If not, you have vet centers, and you have available resources at the Veterans Affairs. So please take advantage of it. Our health is our wealth, and you definitely want to have a sound mind. There's nothing else like it, having a sound mind. And I just want you guys to know that help is available. But that's all I have for this video. And the name of my channel is Eric Broadus YouTube. That's EricBroadus YouTube, or EricBroadusYouTube.com. And so I thank my subscribers, and I thank you guys for listening to me. Please smash that like button, and please leave a comment. I would love to dialogue with you guys, because I understand, and my heart goes out to the men and women in service and those that have served. My heart is with you. It's a fellowship and a brotherhood that never ends. But please share my channel, push it out, and spread the word. And I also have a podcast, called Snacks Thoughts. That's SNAKZTHOUGHTS. Snacks Thoughts. Yes, indeed. So check me out over there. And on that podcast, you can find me on Anchor, Spotify, Twitter. I share it on Twitter. And it does connect to YouTube. Radio PBM, Apple Podcasts. There's a whole bunch of other iTunes, other platforms that you can find me on that one. But again, the name of this video is Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. There is help and there is hope. Alright, guys? Peace out. That's all I got for this video. And I will catch you guys on the next one. And I'm gonna load up some more military content and probably some more philosophical, something to think about. But that's all I got, guys. Thank you, and you guys have a great weekend. Peace.